Guneke na desi tatsuntinege di guneke ti tatsuntine nate. Welcome to the land of the Yellowknives home of the Copper people. Elders say these fish were once so numerous they filled the river from shore to shore during their annual spawn. Fish play a critical role in the cultural history of the Yellowknives and remain to this day the most reliable source of protein and nourishment for their food security. The people set nets for smelt near the rapids where the fish were so populous they turned the water black. All summer, people ate fresh fish and fish soup. It was a really good fishing area, and there were all kinds of fish that ran through there. Whitefish and jackfish, all kinds of fish. In particular, any canoe caught in Yellowknife Bay and the lower Yellowknife River played an important role in sustaining the people for their travel north to meet the southward migrating caribou. Tatsuntine people will spend their days netting, drying, and smoking fish. This resource, when dried and bundled, became a long-lasting food source that fueled both sled dogs and the Yellowknives alike for their travels back to the Barrens, north of the tree line.
All over the Yellowknife Bay area, people had little camps, little fish camps all around. At the Yellowknife River, where the bridge is now, that's where people used to camp to get ready and prepared for August to travel up to the tundra for caribou.
People did not build villages on the west side of the Yellowknife Bay. This was a prime moose and caribou hunting area, and if people were to build their villages there, wildlife would move elsewhere. According to elders, moose are very protective of their feet. They don't like to walk on granite, preferring instead soft-bottomed shallow bays or lakes, or sandy areas such as the Sand Plain area west of Yellowknife Bay, where downtown Yellowknife, the Yellowknife Airport, and the Yellowknife Golf Course now sit. For generations, hunting moose and caribou was essential to Yellowknife survival on the land, and these large mammals remain an important part of their hunting culture, diet, and health. Traditionally, the Yellowknife hunted moose during the fall and caribou during the winter. For those families that stayed in Yellowknife Bay year-round, land users would hunt caribou that migrate towards Great Slave Lake, especially near Frame Lake and Lone Lake during the spring. Moose used to travel on the sandy plains west of Yellowknife Bay because they preferred to travel on the soft-bottom shallow bays, lakes, or sandy areas. Those sandy plains, however, were eventually paved over to build roads of downtown Yellowknife. Moose were once plentiful on the west side of Yellowknife Bay, and in particular in the Baker Creek Valley, but they left the area. And Yellowknife had to travel further to harvest this important source of meat. Historically, trapping in Yellowknife Bay was important to Yellowknife subsistence, activities, and livelihood. Yellowknife relied on small game to feed and clothe their families. And during the fur trade, trading animal pelts for manufactured goods became a key component of Yellowknife subsistence economies. According to Willie Day Yellowknife 1997 report, Yellowknife trappers would stay in Yellowknife Bay during the winter and make a reasonable living trapping muskrat, beaver, and marten in the area. Yellowknife's Dene elders report that in the past, Baker Creek and the shores of Yellowknife River and Yellowknife Bay were filled with raspberries, cranberries, cloudberries, gooseberries, and blueberries. They say that Baker Creek, which today flows through the giant mine property, used to look like a blanket of blueberries and was an important site for berry picking. If you look at the whole Yellowknife Bay and you look at the eastern shore, it's not as good as the shore of Giant Mine because Baker Creek is the only place where blueberries grow and a lot of raspberries. It was an abundance of berries, and to Yellowknife's Dene, these berries were very, very important. YKDFN was over several hundred years the most important village and served the function of capital. It was a place where people gathered to exchange information, trade goods and services, as well as plan for the future. Traditional hand games and drum dance celebrations also took place at YKDFN. Elders say the village was there long before the first fur traders came to the area. As long as the sun shines, the river flows, and the grass grows.